I think that was the... Excuse me. Good Lord.
Did you just burp yourself? Fine.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Believe it or not, kids, this radio program is sponsored. It's sponsored by our good friends at ThatMakesMeJohnnyBeBad.net. He can make you cry. He can make you laugh.
Johnny be bad.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Our other sponsor this week is the good friends over at
Sticks and stones can't damage this brick house.
.com. Proud sponsors of WrestleCrap Radio.
Hello, everyone. This is your Action News reporter with all the news that is news across the nation on the scene at the supermarket. There seems to have been some disturbance here. Pardon me, sir. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. I was standing over here by the tomatoes, and here he comes.
Well, well, well.
Blade and Forrest George's trip to the grocery store.
Oh!
I've got in my hand a box of Star Trek cereal that I stumbled upon when me and Forrest George were in the cereal aisle.
Mm-hmm. Well!
And the wrestling news continues.
We're just on a roll this week.
Hello, Chop. I'm still hurt.
Oh, Sir Alec. You're still upset about the draft. We didn't have any control over that.
I refuse to do any story this week. And then what are you going to do this week? Figured I'd say goodbye to your lads and go to the pub with Alec.
Oh, boy, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Alec. That was grade A stuff.
Sir Alec being mobbed.
Oh, and there he goes.
Ah.
Fact Stroll is fired up, kids. Time for a little bit of obscure wrestling news. This is news you're only going to get right here on WrestleCrap Radio.
$25 gift. I've been there.
Well, fellas, I'm glad to be back on the airwaves again with you once again, and really looking forward. Got a lot to talk about this week.
As always. You know what I'd like to discuss with you, Mike?
What would that be, Blake?
If by some chance you can avoid fate, the fate that always strikes down TNA correspondents, and you make it past June 27th, you will surpass Johnny Six as being the all-time TNA correspondent.
Well, that doesn't really surprise me that much. I mean, a lot of times I've gone into a market and I've basically taken ownership of that market in a lot of ways. A lot of people, whenever you see people or you hear people on the radio, they don't last a long time because they cannot connect with their target demographic. Not sure I've ever discussed target demographics here.
Yeah, you have. Have you ever discussed exploding while trying to sing Shaka Khan's "I Feel For You"?
Well, I had gone to the doctor not too long ago. I've got a clean bill of health. I'm hale and hearty. I'm all ready to hang out with you fellers for years to come. And I was thinking, especially now with the big celebration, I guess, whenever I pass your little friend Johnny. What was his name? Johnny Sacks. It was Johnny Six was the TNA correspondent's name. Well, I was thinking now would be the time. I was trying to come up with ideas to get your guys' ratings up a little bit. They've been sagging lately. I didn't want to say anything.
You're not getting that confused with your testicles, are you?
Didn't want to say anything to you, but they've been hanging a little low, and I was thinking what we could do, especially as we're heading up to this big monumental day, was thinking maybe we could do a series of live remotes. I could tour the country.
That's good. Let's get worried you're going to have some plastic surgery on your balls for a minute.
I'm not sure I understand that particular, or appreciate that particular reference, Mike. I was thinking, though, we could do the mic check, summer sizzling, splashing spectacular. Could go out to various locations, across America, across this great country of ours. Go out and meet all the listeners that love this segment so much every week, and I thought that would be a good idea. I thought that'd play well. That way we would get across. We would get to a lot of cities across this country of ours. Really just hit a larger demographic. I'm not sure I've ever talked about demographics on this show.
A larger demographic? Are we going after the fat housewives? Mike?
Again, I think you guys need to fumigate in the studio. Not sure what that is, but I thought this would be. I thought it would be wonderful to just go do a series of live remotes. Mike, that sounds awesome. You going out, traveling the highways and byways of this country, I think that's, Blade, don't you think that's going to be awesome?
Seeing old DJs at live remotes really reminds me of the summertime. Just be sure, driving around, soda in one hand, lover boy cranking out of your rock and roll station. But you got to be sure, you got to put up some bumper stickers, man, so Mike check and hand them out. You can always find some creepy old DJ handing out bumper stickers to all the girls.
I think that is a fantastic idea there that you had there, Blake. Good job. Obviously, my acumen is starting to rub off on you. Well, that'll be fantastic, but do you have any TNA news for us this week? Yeah, I wanted to talk about TNA. Apparently, last week they were in my old neck of the woods, and they were in Huntington, West Virginia. They had a big event there at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena. Not familiar. I never tell you fellers about the time I worked the Huntington, West Virginia market.
Thankfully not.
Well, I don't like to say anything negative to the listeners of any particular area, but
you just like to give them a negative experience.
Was working there at WDOX. We called it the Boondocks. That was a good name there, a good nickname for the station. A lot of the listeners there, like I said, I don't like to say anything negative about any of the listeners, but, well, the target demographic, actually it wasn't the target demographic, it was just all the people that lived in that region. They're basically, I'm not sure I can say this on the air, but they were basically just a bunch of hillbillies.
Oh, Mike, we do have a ratings code on here.
I was doing the graveyard shift there. That's the overnight shift, and it was a show called the Moonshine Drive. a lot of times, people won't have an actual name. It will just be a nickname that you work under, and thought this one would play really well. It was not my check there, but I worked under the name. I was the Mountain Dude real well.
The Mountain Dude?
The Mountain Dude, yes. Obviously, you had heard of me there on WVOX.
Excuse me, Mike, but did you try to fuck a stranger in the Alps?
Not sure I understand that particular reference. But apparently, when TNA did their big show there at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena, they were actually had the building half blocked off. They were not just doing a wrestling show, but apparently there was a prom there as well.
Oh, that's touching. That kind of reminds me of the time when me and Deal were at a Legend show in Kokomo Arena, and one half of the show was a Legends Festival, and the other half, the other building, there was a wedding. And Brutus Beefcake got intoxicated and started hitting on the bride.
Just another fascinating story you're telling here, Blake. Appreciate that. Well, back in the day, I would, actually in Huntington, West Virginia, I did some school dances. They didn't call them proms back in the day. I don't know if that's I'm not sure when that term came into acceptance, but that was whenever I would do the, they would call them sock hops back whenever I would do them. Well, anyway, I was talking about doing the sock hops. I also used to do the ice cream social circuit.
Hey, wait a minute, Mike. Wait a minute. You're talking about doing all this stuff back in the 50s? If you did all that, did you do it for Johnny? Do it for Johnny, man.
Not sure.
Do it for Johnny.
Not sure I get that reference.
Stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold.
I do remember playing different songs, and I thought I'd go way back into get really deep into the archives here.
It's not charity, pony boy.
I'm gonna open up the vault for you, TNA, this week. It's a classic song I used to play at all the sock hops. It's a gentleman by the name of Ray Peterson. Here for you on the Whacker.
Laura and Tommy were lovers. He wanted to give her everything.
It's the old Yeller time here on WrestleCrap Radio.
Judgment Day, Sunday. My mind's already made up. Not buying the show. No! Stupid. It's not funny.
No.
Jokes about warthogs. I didn't know you could show pictures of smoking a bong on eBay. Do something more productive with your time.